presents Island Adventure. The beginning. You had been enjoying a blissful holiday on small islands in the middle of the ocean. But on one fateful evening, a freak storm and strong currents pulled the tour boat you were on far out to sea and destroyed it amidst a violent storm. How you survived the apocalyptic night, you are not sure. The last thing you remember was climbing onto some floating debris from the wreck and hanging on for dear life. You wake to the sound of the sea and the surf crashing against the rocks. You were alive. You wondered where you were. Where was everyone else? Were you the only survivor? You sit up. Good. You were in one piece. You ached a bit, but nothing was broken. You jump to your feet. What now? You look around you. You appear to be on the grassy beach of a small island. You didn't recognize the place at all. By looking at the position of the sun falling in the sky far to the other side of the island, you guess this must be the eastern side of the isle. Head back. You clamber up the beach, away from the water and head inland. It soon becomes apparent that this island comprised of rocky outcrops, with patches of grass growing intermittently. Trees were also quite abundant. You wonder if anything edible grew on this island. After all, you didn't know how long you were going to be here. In the distance, you catch a glimpse of islands further off to the north. Nothing out of the ordinary here. I wonder what's through this rocky gully. In the distance you can make out further land masses. Head right. Eastern Beach. This is where you woke up. Head back. Just west of the eastern beach you awoke on. Head left. You head in a southerly direction. There are lots of shrubs and bushes growing here. As you walk past a large wall of bushes, you are sure you hear noises emanating from somewhere behind them. You can definitely hear splashing noises coming from behind these bushes. Do you A. quickly crash through the bushes and try to catch whatever it is making the noise, off guard? B. stealthily peer through the bushes to see what is making the noise? Or why? Stay well clear. It's probably a dangerous animal. You crash through the bushes to find a secluded pool. There are strong ripples on the surface of the water, that suggests that something has just been here. You look around. There is nothing about. For a moment you thought you heard a noise above you. You look up. There is sheer rock face in front of you. Surely no creature could make its way up there, unless it could fly. Anyway, nothing was disturbing the water now. Sheer rock face. It is far too steep for you to climb. Hey, what's that? In and amongst the tangled growth of bushes, you find a long straight branch from a tree. After breaking away any smaller twigs, etc., you create yourself a wooden staff. You examine your handiwork. Surely this will have its uses. Head back. Eastern flank. Suddenly, something makes you spin round and look up. Over the bushes, there, standing in a tree gazing at you through intense eyes, stood a scantily clad maiden, armed with a spear. She appears to be dripping wet. Your heart skips a beat. A person, a beautiful young maiden at that. All of a sudden things were looking up, and at the very least, you now knew that you weren't the only person on this island. Elated, you shout out, A. Hello? B. Why don't you come down here? Why? What have you been up to? I see you're very wet. X. What are you staring at? She says nothing and stands perfectly still, just watching you through curious eyes. Her body glistens in the light. She is soaking wet. Your attention seems to be making her blush slightly. Soft, velvety, and soaking wet. She is definitely blushing. It looks like a very modern bikini.